Good early afternoon, 12:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast in the United States of America. I'm T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte OG. So, for anybody who's paying attention, we've hit the technical target of the short that I took out. So I did sell it for, it's a quick 24-hour trade. It profited 11.14% at the time of sale. We got out at 29,071, I believe it was. I mean, 20,071. So right when it hit this technical target on this wick, I tried to get it as low as I could, but by the time it did everything on BITGET and everything, it said it was 20,971, with whatever. Good enough for me, got me my 11.17% or 11.12 or 14, whatever it was. So anybody copy trading, we are out of the trade. And right now I'm dealing with a medical issue with my 15-year-old. She's type 1 diabetic and her ketones are high. And if anybody who's type 1 diabetic knows, when the ketones are high, it's not good news. So we're just dealing with that right now. But first, before we go into Bitcoin and XRP, I promised Steve that I would go over Aave, and he just wanted the charts. But I wanted to go over something more detailed, and this is for Saturday. This is for today. Should you buy Aave? And I wanted to have not just my own technical analysis, but I wanted to have like an analytical standpoint from just a few other people that were saying stuff. And so Aave receives an average long-term technical score of 50 from Investors Observer's research based on historical trading patterns. The proprietary scoring system weighs price movement from recent months to a year, analyzes the token's support and resistance levels, and where it is relative to long-term averages to determine whether it's a strong buy and hold investment opportunity. Aave currently holds a superior long-term technical analysis score than 50% of cryptos in circulation. This ranking metric is most useful to buy and hold type investors, so it gets a 50, so it's like dead middle. So the current trading price of $72.78, let's see where it is for historical record right now, so we can see our historical evidence. So Aave is at $67. It fell down to today 67, and it looks like we could be putting in a double bottom formation here on some of crypto to try to retest these drops. I'm not comfortable yet because we haven't got a true retest of this drop out of this ascending triangle. We're going to talk about this more. I cover Aave a lot in my own head. You know, sometimes I bring it out to the public. $67.80 it's at right now. So now it's down another $5 from there. So it's down $65, or probably better than 50% now. Below the token's 100-day moving average of $132.89. Aave, meanwhile, is $26.80, 134.37, so about 125% now above the 52-week. But this is before the last drop. 381.49, or 13.82% under its 52-week high of $454.27. Aave's current price relative to the token's long-term average and 52-week high and low gives the crypto an average long-term technical score of 50. The price movement and range of Aave suggests that investors are neutral on the token at this time. Aave currently has a total market cap of $1.011 billion, and it might have fallen under that now with this current drop. To go along with the average daily volume of 1,541,528,858.32 worth of the currency over the past 7 days. Aave's volume is below its 7-day average as of the past 24 hours with 219,717,000. That's well below. 711.36 exchange in that period. This token, subclass decentralized finance, DeFi, or decentralized finance tokens, are tokens that are created as the alternative to traditional financial institutions. I have a lot of hope for Aave, and that is also in my long hold tokens. I know I didn't talk about it, but I can't have 1,000 or 10,000 of them, even if I only have 100 of them, or if it gets down far enough to where I could have 1,000 of them. If they're at $10 or less, oh boy, would I be salivating. These tokens are designed to alleviate the needs for brokers, exchanges, and or banks by offering traditional financial products or services without the need for central authority through the use of smart contracts. And I'm going to release this to my Dogecoin and U community as well, because this was a question from somebody in that community as well. There was 2 people asking about Aave. One, though, actually, I think that's the same person in both communities. So, hell, they're both Steven. So, yeah. So, Aave is historical trading. We don't even care about, I don't care about that. I just wanted you guys to hear about that. And I will start with AV, then we'll go into XRP. And then I likely got to, actually we got to cover DGB too, but I got to go soon because obviously I'm dealing with an issue, as I said. But I'm always here for everybody. I do. I go above and beyond. I want you to join Tom's Army, $9.99 a month. Support me, support what I do, support me in keeping this content free as always. And also in the video description below, if you want to be part of the copy trade like we made last night, I'm not encouraging it, but if you would like to copy trade, see what leverage trading is all about, and just see what my thought process is, whether win or lose, the link in the video description is for BITGET. Join me over there. I'm partnered. A lot of extra incentives go into that besides just joining on BITGET. So click my link in the video description below and you get added bonuses. I got $150 just for completing the stuff. And that was only putting $1,000 on there. If you're putting well more than that, you're going to get more than that. So make sure you use my partnered link and not just a normal affiliate link. So $71 is up here on the uptrend that we busted on this ascending triangle. Now, I'm always uncomfortable when we start breaking down like this because we know, just like when we break up, you're always going to have to hit this downtrend now. So now, for AV to confirm this, it's probably going to have to do something like this. I mean, it could have to do something like that. And we can break this into a smaller time frame as well. But it's starting to build us a pattern. So these are the interesting times. Actually, I don't like that at all on the support. We can actually do something that makes this a lot better. Why leave you guessing if we can actually do something that makes it more concrete? Doesn't that look more like it? A descending triangle formed out of nowhere? Just like in all of crypto and Bitcoin, which means we should have, as long as it holds this could be a time to buy. Because you could literally buy here and play it to the upside to $70.40 and have the tightest stop loss known to man. It's at 67.70. You could have a stop loss at 66.70, and it's a very small stop loss. And these are the kind of plays that I would advise you to make if you're trying to learn leverage trading. Put it at like 4 or 5x, maybe 2-3x, and then that's like a 2-3% loss. But if it goes to the top side, all of a sudden you got 12-15%. Very little risk, and it's a great way to get introduced to leverage trading. So on BitGet's the easiest I've ever seen to leverage trade it. And there's reversal. You can do reverse trading. So right when you want to sell, it automatically buys going back the same way with the actual money you put in and not profit. So it's a really cool thing that they've introduced a lot of things. So I've been having fun with it. So that's what I'm looking at for AV. So Steven, in the short term, I think we're going to get a retest of like $70 possibly. But if we break this at any time, we already have a downtrend that was forming. So once we come back on this downtrend, these are these weird inside out bullshit that ends up forming. So don't think that this is what's going to happen. This could have just, so when I say it's a bull trap, if this ends up playing like this and now that it breaks this back test and comes down, then it just continues the downtrend. This is nothing more than a bull trap. And then you play the inside out wedge, as I call it, because then you have the support on the top, resistance on the bottom, resistance on the top, support on the bottom. Once it breaks off here and comes up to resistance, it can keep going higher and higher, but once it breaks past that line, then it breaks down, has a back test. I don't like buying into a short when it comes farther down before a back test. I played a very tricky short yesterday, but I don't advise the short being played there because I had to sit through multiple up and downs, multiple times through where I had to have my stop loss in a good spot and understand the pattern formation. And multiple times most people probably would have been stopped out. But I knew where to put the stop loss to make the gains on this trade, and I knew it was going to come down here. I had a gut feeling. I didn't think it could get past here, so I put my stop loss at, believe it or not, 21,880 or whatever. I was not looking to get stopped out. Obviously, if it came to the top of the ascending triangle, but what I was looking for was a play down here, and if we don't get rejected here and it uses it as support, it could be a fake out and bounce out of here by the end of the weekend, and you could have a play out. But if it does this, uses it properly, I wasn't going to buy Bitcoin. I was going to go into Ethereum because I love trading Ethereum better. I don't like trading Bitcoin because I hate Bitcoin. But I do like Ethereum. So remember what I said? I had the perfect fan display and I fell asleep. So once it broke here, then you can play it to here. Then you ride it. The moment it uses this as resistance, you can get in and just play it that it's not going to go back up. And then you had an easy play down to here, and that's exactly what played out. It's exactly what I was telling everybody, and it played out absolutely spectacularly. And I think I just moved it on accident. And like I said, I wish I would not have fallen asleep because I was going to make this play myself and add it to the Bitcoin trade. But I'm not greedy, so I don't care. I'm just glad it played out. So now, we've never had a back test from here, where it's at, And actually, I think I might have been being generous because I was using wicks. But it's fine, it's close enough. We've never had a back test now of here after breaking down. So now the logic is we could come back up to the 20-day, or this is a fake out and this continued the actual uptrend, as you can see. And it's actually wrong. I didn't do it perfectly. Because I was using the point of contact over here. But I suppose we could just keep it here just to give it a little more flexibility. So, I mean, what are we looking at here? I kind of don't want to make this pattern more confusing than it is. So let's go into it like that, because that's the actual candle body now that we're actually over here. So then you look at it and you're like, well, what the hell's happening? And, well, is it not possible? Or was it not possible we have something like this, that we are playing an ascending triangle, and now that we came down here, we're going to have to play back up? Or at least play to the 20-day. I find it hard to believe. But if we break down, which is why I like to be on the outside after these trades coming down, you make your profit, you sit here, and then if you get a back test here, now you get the big drop. This is where the real money comes, from here to here. You get the drop from here to here, now we're talking. You're talking you could buy back in around 1173 and short it all the way to 1069. That's the big drop. That's probably a 10% drop. 9.5, holy fuck. So yeah, that's a nice drop. So we're going to see how this market plays out. XRP2 looks like it's getting ready to drop. We got a bearish cross in the 30-minute. And as of right now, we're not really pulling up in this 30-minute candle. Obviously, we didn't break more bearish. But XRP's got a date with this upturn at 34.4 unless we can pull back up and do some shenanigans here. We broke out of here to the downside. I would have liked to have seen a further play to the top side so I could have got back in a short, because I just think it's got to have a further play up. It's been finagling this area, and Bitcoin's making me nervous. It's still in a rising channel. And as you guys know, until it breaks the rising channel, they can continue to move up. And like, this isn't technically the true rising channel. It's actually lower. Or, you know, we're still inside this pattern though, and that's why it can be fuckery here today. Let me show you something. I'm going to get rid of all this stuff now that we hit those technical targets. Now I don't need them anymore. Now it's all about this ascending triangle. Are we going to use that as resistance? But let me show you the fuckery that can happen today. And this is why I got out right when it hit the technical target. Even if it goes down, I don't need to be part of no bullshit. I'll take my 11.14% that it gave me after the sale with the 79 people or whoever were in the trade. And we're going to take it. Because what can happen now, we played this perfectly. We get rid of that. What can happen here, and I've seen it too many times to where I'm not getting stuck in it. We've literally come from here. And now we could have just created this fucking pattern. And now what's going to end up happening to shake out everybody who wants to ride it the whole way through. Now it could, theoretically, if it comes back up here and breaks it, you could get a retest of 21,581. Or what I was saying is I wanted to get back in on the uptrend if it proved that this extension wasn't going to play true to the downside. If this is just a fake out because there wasn't a lot of volume, there's not a lot of volume, I would love to be back in this when it pulls this uptrend again to ride this back up to the true potential I thought this target had to finish out this bear flag. I just thought we were getting lucky and getting a nice little bounce here, and I stayed committed and true to the, to the trade. Now, it could fall through, and then we might be able to get another trade set up, but to me, I think it's a trap right now. I think we could be in a fake out, and that's what I was talking this morning. So, be cautious, make sure you take profits, and then if it reconfirms your pattern, you can always get back in. XRP, man, I gotta go. It's been 14 minutes. I'm just having a fun update. Same thing. XRP stuck in a little zone here, but just like I was talking about with some of the rest, we can delete this now because we busted out of these areas. We do need to leave this. But what could possibly be happening here with XRP? Just look at that. So let's just say this does end up pulling up here and we didn't get enough pressure down. We could be content to come back to 36.6 or to finish out the pattern destination to 39.2. I'm still not convinced that this is a completed pattern. That's why I only wanted to do the small trade in case these played out like bull flags. And we're gonna talk about the significance of what's going on right now. Right now, this would be a bearish pull up if it can't come down any farther, because then you could have a W, maybe up to here even. But then that would form, this would prove left shoulder now. If this is as far as it pulls down, this is proving a left shoulder. If it pulls down farther, it could still be a head. But this is proving at this current time that this is a left shoulder, and we likely would play back up to that actual top target if it stops right now. Slightly inclined, you could come like that. Obviously though, the top end could be up there as we talked about, but this could also be showing a possibility of it being a left shoulder forming right before our very eyes. XRP Future Millionaire, hit that like button, subscribe to Tom's Army. You don't want to miss this. Join me on BitGet. Click that partner link below. It's been an honor and a privilege to steer this ship.